Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here. I apologize, I'm probably not going to be as energetic as I usually am. I am pretty sick today. I've got a bunch of water that's stuck in my ear. I'm trying to get it out of my ear, and it's a long process. I've gotten some of the water out of my ear, but yeah, I'm still pretty sick, and yeah, I'm just not going to be at full capacity, but I've had this figure for like over a week, and I really wanted to review it. I've got nothing better to do, and I'm just going to review it. Plus, I want to get it out of the packaging, so I want to review the figure. And yes, let's get started. Well, before I open it, I guess I should show you the entire outside packaging. Well, that's a different language, but it says Dwight. And this is the first, what are these considered, 7-inch? I think 7-inch. This is the first 7-inch Walking Dead figure that I have gotten. Well, I got Travis and Madison from Fear, but from The Walking Dead, this is the only one I have. And I only got Travis and Madison because it's literally the only Fear the Walking Dead figures out there. I desperately hope they make some more. I'd rather them just make Fear the Walking Dead 7-inch than Walking Dead 5-inch, but there are some people that collect the Walking Dead 7-inch, so I mean, as long as they make Walking Dead 5-inch figures, I think they should just keep making the 7-inch figures, because at this point there's already like 10, 12 of them. People are actually collecting them. Like, I know that Mr. Evil Cheese, he's got everyone, like Abraham, Negan, Ezekiel, he's even got Prisoner Daryl, so that guy's committed. So I don't want to talk shit about the 7-inch Walking Dead figures. They're making a 5-inch one every now and then, so I think they should just keep making both. The 7-inch figures do have their moments. I can already tell this is going to be a really good one. It looks exactly like him. But this is the back. And it says, for more information, visit that website. But there's a stand. I don't remember if Madison and Travis came with stands. I think they did. I just threw them away. You have to be 12 or over to play with this figure. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. I think if you're a 6 or 7, you'd probably be okay. I know I would have been okay, but yes. Anyway, there's the McFarlane Toys logo, and I will shut up and open the fucking figure because you're probably about to curse me out and stop watching the video. Holy shit, this figure looks awesome. It looks exactly like him. It looks exactly like Austin. It's pretty much a mini Austin Emilio. I'm not sure if the camera and lighting are doing this figure justice, but it's good. I mean, it couldn't be much better than this. The posability is pretty good. You can move the arms, and yes, you can move the legs, and I'm glad that they made this. I kind of wish that they just did what they did with Negan and made the 7-inch Dwight and a 5-inch Dwight at the same time. We still haven't gotten a 5-inch Dwight. And I heard something about once you make either one, you can make the other one really easily. So the figures like Ezekiel and Prisoner Daryl, they should just come out with the 5-inch version of those figures. So this is different from Negan because Negan was kind of unique because a lot of people, including me, think that the 5-inch Negan was better than the 7-inch version of the figure. And I mean, this is really where the 7-inch format really gets taken advantage of, because it's incredibly detailed. You can like see the mud on his shoes and just the dirt on his pants, and the jacket. I think the jacket's my favorite part. Like I said, I'm not sure if the lighting is doing it justice, but it's very detailed, and it looks awesome from a distance. If you took a picture of this from a distance, it would pretty much look like a real person. Like, this looks like a real fucking person. I mean, it is a real fucking person. It's a scan of Austin Emilio. But it's not, you know, it's not living or breathing or anything. It's just a piece of plastic. Like the movie Aliens. It's just a piece of plastic. But, yeah, this is badass. It looks just like Dwight. The hair looks really good. See if you can see it. I don't want to break it, but the hair is really thick. It looks like it'd be kind of bendy, but it's really thick. I guess there's probably parts of it under the hair that's not painted, and they just wanted to leave it alone. But what about this side? This hair's pretty thick on this side, but I mean you can really see the scar. I think they might have done the scar under the hair, but I mean whatever they didn't paint, it's very well hidden and you really can't see it. And they designed it to where you can't really lift up the hair, so it looks good. There's no you know, unpainted parts or parts that look sloppy. This figure is really good. I can't even think of anything to complain about. It's got good posability. You can pose the arms and the legs. Okay, well, it doesn't have what the 5-inch figures have, where you can lift up the legs all the way. I'll show you. Here is 5-inch Abraham, and this is one of the best 5-inch figures, in my opinion. And the legs are really posable, but you can do that, and you know you move the feet and the legs. With Dwight, you can't lift him up all the way like that, but you can lift him up. You can kind of lift them up like that, push them down, lift them up, but you can bend at the knee. I don't know if you can bend the shoe. It's kind of struggling. I think if you really put pressure on it, you could probably spin the shoes, but don't quote me on that. I just don't want to make it loose if I don't have to. Also, I really like how you see how the knee joint bends, but when you close it up, it's very well hidden. If you could look at this figure and not know that the knees bend, unless you look at the little peg right there. If you look at the front side, it's hidden. You don't see this part until you actually bend it, and that looks really good. This is a very well done figure. I might have to consider giving this a 10 out of 10, because I have nothing to say. I want to show the belt. The camera's being stupid. But yeah, it's pretty fucking nice. Let's look at the back. Yeah, I really wish we got a 5-inch Dwight. Dwight is one of my favorite characters in the show, and he is my favorite character in the comics, and this is very well done. It looks like him. The coloring is good, the likeness is good, the posability is pretty fair. I mean, they can always make it a little more posable. It's not quite like the newer 5-inch figures, but it's pretty posable, and it's one of the most posable 7-inch figures that they've made. With the early ones, they definitely weren't sure. And I'm talking about McFarlane Toys, if you don't know. But McFarlane Toys definitely weren't sure if they wanted the 7-inch figures to be figures or statues, because, like, holy shit, the first few that they made, like Rick and Michonne, yeah, they weren't really sure if they wanted posability or not. Looks like they kind of struggled, but now they've found what works, and they're improving on it. I honestly don't have an issue with the lack of posability, because the posability is really good. And I guess you should be careful what you wish for, because if you get a 7-inch figure, too much posability, it might look worse, and it might be literally, you know, more loose. The legs and arms and joints might come off because there's more weight to it. It's a heavier figure, so maybe, yeah, I think if they just keep it like that, it's where you can bend the arms and the legs. And what about the hands? Yeah, you can twist the hands. Yeah, you can twist the hands, and it's very detailed. Okay, well, I had seen this earlier, right before I started looking at the figure and forgot about it, and I was really starting to think that this was a perfect figure, a 10 out of 10, but I kind of have an issue with this. Why is there only one peg? There should be 2 pegs, because when you stand him on the stand, it's a little awkward. See, if you look at the feet, there's only one hole on one foot, so you have to use this foot, which I guess that part makes sense, but there really should be 2 holes and then 2 pegs to make it look more stable, make it look better. Well, I mean, that's pretty good, I guess. It's pretty good. I feel like it would have a bigger chance of falling out. Like if you push the figure or something, it might fall out of the one peg. But it's pretty stable. Oh, well, there you go. That was my fault. All right, well, I guess I'll give this a pass. It's not that bad. I think it could have been okay if it had 2 pegs and 2 holes on the feet, but it's pretty good. I didn't expect it to hold that well, and it does hold pretty well. The peg is it holds it when you put the foot on the peg. You feel like it's got a firmness, and it's going to keep the figure where it is. And you can, I guess it kind of helps because it has one advantage because you can kind of pose his other leg a little bit more. And whereas if you had to use both pegs, the feet would just be completely stuck. But here you can kind of have Dwight like that, or if you want, you could have Dwight look like that. I mean, so I guess I could see how it has an advantage of just one strong peg that holds it in. But yeah, all right, well, yeah, this is a really good figure. There is the top of the stand. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. It looks cool. It looks like a wall or something, like a ceiling with a crack in it, or maybe a floor with a crack in it. It's maybe it's just supposed to be the stand. It's like this old, worn out stand detail to kind of fit the decaying style of the Walking Dead show. So the stand is kind of decaying, and it looks cool. Whatever material it's supposed to represent, it looks really cool, and it's detailed. And this looks pretty cool. The AMC Walking Dead logo. And of course, he comes with 2 guns. I'm guessing you can put both guns in the hands. This hand looks like it's meant to be holding a gun. That's right hand. Yeah, so I guess that makes sense. He's probably right-handed. But I think the hands are mainly designed for the crossbow. I think this hand, maybe it holds this part, the trigger part, or something, and then that hand holds like this bottom part of the crossbow. I'm not sure. Does the box tell you how to put his crossbow? Huh? So he can just hold it like that. That's cool. And obviously the pistol goes in this holster. I'm just gonna put the pistol in the holster because I'm sure it can go in one of the hands, but I don't want to mess up the paint. Can you take the holster, this thing out? I don't know if you're supposed to be able to pull this thing where the button is. Maybe you're supposed to put the gun in the holster. Alright, give me a second. Yeah, this gun holster, or I guess pistol, whatever gun it is, the holster, I think it's the worst part of the figure. I don't know for sure, because I don't think that this part gets pulled out. I don't think it's supposed to be, and I don't want to forcibly pull it out. And the gun doesn't really go in it all the way. I feel like if I could pull this thing out, it would get that extra bit of space where you can see where it kind of pushes the gun backwards a little bit, so when you try to put it in the holster all the way, it doesn't want to go in. And because it's kind of thick plastic, so this gun it doesn't want it to fit all the way to the bottom, and it looks kind of awkward looking. Yeah, I'm pushing in the holster as much as possible, and that's the best it'll do. Unless I'm able to pull this off. You can probably pull it off even if you're not supposed to and super glue it back, but I'll leave it as is. I'm not going to count this as a flaw with the figure because I don't know if this is just me. I don't even know if you're supposed to pull this thing out. I might watch another review of this figure and see what other people say about this holster, but I'm just going to give it a pass because it might just be me not knowing what the hell I'm doing. But yeah, there is the gun and the holster, and I will put the crossbow in his hand, and I'm going to do it like it shows on the back of the box. Just because, I mean, that's kind of what you should go by. You know, how the accessories fit the figure in the back of the packaging. Okay, I do have a complaint right here. It was extremely difficult to get the fucking crossbow into his hand. This is how it looks on the back of the packaging. I already showed you that. This is how it looks. If you can't go by the back of the packaging, how are you supposed to know how to put the crossbow in his hand? This is his right hand. I'm pretty sure he's right-handed. Most people are. I think that he's right-handed in the show. And his hand is positioned so that it would be the part that's holding that part of the crossbow. But it is extremely fucking hard to open the hand up. I ran it under hot water for 2 minutes, and it barely did a thing. I didn't want to like burn the paint off the hand, so I didn't make it. I didn't make the water run on it too long, but I let it run on the hand for 2 minutes, and tried to pry the fingers open just to get the crossbow in a little bit, and it was very difficult. I didn't want to mess the paint on his hand up, but if I did, it didn't give me much of a choice. And between that and the pistol, did it come out? Okay, it was just laying on the floor under him. Yeah, the guns, and I mean, like I said, I don't know if you're supposed to be able to open this part of the holster, because otherwise the gun does not go in properly. And the crossbow, I mean, it's stable and it can stay in his hand, but the crossbow was so difficult to put in his hand that, yeah, I don't know. It's still overall a really good figure. I'd say either a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, maybe a 9.5 out of 10. If there was really a perfect way to handle the crossbow and how he'd hold the crossbow, and I'm not even sure if I can pose it to where his other hand is under the front of the crossbow. I'm not sure if it'll pose like that. I'm just going to leave it the way it is right now. I think it looks good like this. But, I mean, the figure itself is almost perfect. I'd say the figure itself is perfect. It's the accessories where it gets a little iffy. But, yeah, it looks just like Austin Emilio. It looks just like Dwight. It's incredibly detailed. The posability is fair for a 7-inch figure. I suppose you don't want to give it too much posability, because then you might start losing some of the appeal of it looking so realistic, because there's going to be a bunch of moving parts. You know, you have the occasional peg here and here, but the pants look like they aren't posable. They look like normal pants, but then you bend them anyway, and then you can see that part, but then they're hidden when you bend them back, and that's really cool detail. And just the dirt and the grime on his pants and shoes, and the jacket and the face and the hair and the scar, and I mean, even the undershirt looks really good. There's really, and the guns themselves, the gun and the crossbow, you can kind of see some gray marks on the gun, and then the crossbow is really cool looking. So it looks perfect, and the figure itself, I'd say, is perfect. The guns are where it gets a little iffy, so I'd give that 9.5 out of 10. And yeah, I would recommend this figure to any Walking Dead collector. This is definitely, I'd say, the best. I mean, I haven't bought the other Walking Dead 7-inch figures, but I'd probably still feel like this is the best one. I've seen like Mr. Evil Cheese review of them, so I know what they look like. I know how they pose, and this is definitely a leap forward for McFarlane Toys with the 7-inch Walking Dead figures. And if you're a Walking Dead fan, don't hesitate. Just buy this at a store. If you're a Dwight fan, if you like the character, then yeah, don't miss out. Order this online or get it at a local store. It's worth the money. It is very awesome looking. I still hope they make a 5-inch figure, but I'm glad they made this. But yeah, this is my review of the Walking Dead 7-inch Dwight figure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day. So please hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Anyway, with that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.